right, there we are. I believe everything. Of course, this is the ritual. I have to make sure everything's working because I'm just not really advanced when it comes to this. So, do my checks real quick, which I've been checking for the past 30 minutes, but just to make sure. All right, let's see. All right, and let's get into it. All right, so my name is Jonathan. Of course, Mr. Kitty is a lot of people are. He's probably more popular than I am. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to be here with everyone. Just make sure got this good over here. So I'm basically just breaking it down. A few topics for today. Basically, one thing I definitely want to cover is determining the stocks. Now, of course, I can look in the pre-market before the market opens at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I can see, what's going on, the volume and everything. But another route to take is looking at stuff the day before. Just making sure, hey, is there anything that's out of the ordinary? Because that's basically what the stock market thrives on, is these just unusual movements. I mean, we have these pumps. There's others that just sell off like crazy. There could be good news. There could be bad news. A lot of people focus on the earnings report. You always hear the earnings report. There's 100 companies that are placing in their earnings, and people are going to hold overnight thinking, hey, I think it's going to go up when it actually reports. Some of them report right at market open. Some of it occurs after market. So that's something they look out for. Another thing is going to be the trading strategy. Basically, how I trade is very unusual compared to how a lot of other people trade. You see a lot of momentum traders. They like to, when the stock's going up, they want to jump in. They want to get the pullback, do a dip buy, and then it's just the normal. You buy it when it's low, you sell it when it's high. And a lot of people believe that's the only way to trade within the market, is buying it when it's low price and then selling it when it's a higher price. And then that's not true. There's also a route called shorting. We'll touch on that as well. One question that I do have is for if someone was interested in becoming a full-time day trader. Off my recommendation, how do I feel about someone becoming a full-time day trader? There's a lot of, it's very mental. Of course, someone could be, very proficient in the market, but when the stress comes on, when you have bills that need to be paid, and this is your primary source of income, it definitely changes it up a lot. So those are basically the three topics. Of course, if anyone has any questions whatsoever, please feel free to put those in. I'd be more than happy to answer anything. So when determining stocks from the previous day, let me go ahead and switch over to my desktop. All right, there we go. So this is the monster that occurred on Friday, BPTH. Basically, good news came out. It wasn't out of the ordinary. It wasn't just, some whale came and grabbed all the shares and just pumped it up. There was good news that came out. But of course, with any type of drastic movement like this, there's going to be a pullback. I mean, it has to consolidate. There has to be a correction that takes place within the market. BPTH is the one that I'm primarily looking at for Monday's trading. Now, this one, as you can see right here, go ahead and bring this. Well, almost got it. There we go. Go ahead and bring this over. So this is the 5-minute chart. All these candles, each single candle represents 5 minutes within the market. Now I can break it down to 1-minute candles. So we can see would be all of this. This dotted line right here would just symbolize this one trading day. And then of course you can get more advanced if you wanted to get into 15, 30, even 60-minute increments. Normally I only focus on 1 minute, 5 minute, and then the daily, which is placed up here. As you can see, there's this huge spike. It's very overextended. Now, the entire day I was actually watching this. I don't short stocks, and this is basically going with my trading strategy. I don't short stocks that are up for the day. The reason that, oh, look at that. What are we playing? So stocks that are up for the day, a lot of bulls. Bulls would be people that want the stock to go up. They're going to be watching it. Basically, what they're watching for the entire day is for that dip buy. Now, as we see here, I mean, it's very overextended. We had an opening. Actually, we'll just go over here at the beginning of the day. So we're opening around $2.65, and then goes all the way up. I mean, it almost breaks $9. I mean, this is a very... I mean, the overextension is just blatantly obvious. But the entire day, they're looking for, okay, when can I get the dip buy? If we're looking at it here, we can see this drastic pullback. This drastic pullback, a lot of people are going to see that. Also, it's getting close to the VWAP. When it's very overextended off the VWAP, people see that, and people know that there's going to be a sell-off just to correct itself. We go ahead, we look at the highs here. We have 788, 785, 85, and 787. So it did have a bull flag, and then it turns into a bear flag formation right here. Then it breaks through the moving average. So when I'm looking at the end of the day, I'll actually go to trade. I'll look at the top 20. Now, these are just the top 20 as far as we have the gaining, we have losing, active, and then I'll just kind of glimpse through everything. I see, okay, the gain right here, that's the one we're currently on. And then if we want to look at the losing market, then we can also see this as well. But basically, I'm just focused on what's gained because I am very biased when it comes to shorting. I want the stocks to go down. Hello, Shirley. And that's where I'm going to make the profit is when this corrects itself. Now, one very interesting thing, and I actually got in on this stock, not this particular one, but let's see, RKDA. So this is one that just recently, I mean, it's very equivalent to what could take place with the other stock. I mean, we have this huge overextension, and then we are starting to have this pullback. Now, the next thing we're going to look at for if people are watching RKDA is going to be, is this going to form a bear flag? Right here at the low at 693, I mean, it's closing that gap. If it were to break through, I think we'd have a lot of downward momentum, and then it could just go back to where it was. But if we actually look at the daily, we bring it out a little bit, we see this huge spike over here. Now, this was a pump and dump. There really wasn't too much that this was thriving off of. Hey, how's it going? Let me bring this over. Johnny boy, nice. I like it. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope your Saturday's going well. Gotta love the weekends. It's definitely time to take a break from the market, recoup, and really think about what your strategy is going to be for the week upcoming. It's always nice to take a break. But I actually got into this short at RKDA. Now, I was actually speaking with someone, I mean, this was quite some time ago, and they actually shorted 4,000 shares on this entire pullback. I'm not quite sure how long they actually held the short position, but I mean, we can see, I mean, the top right here, we're almost at $70, and then at the beginning of the next month, we're at 27. So that's a lot of money because every dollar movement with 4,000 shares would be $4,000. They probably bought an island and are enjoying life. But the thing was, we saw this overextension, and then we saw it push through again, which a lot of people weren't expecting for it to push through again after this huge spike of, I mean, this is basically 300% with the low. If we went off the low of 18 to a high, we're looking at about 300%, and then it persists again. So the mentality going into BPTH, let me bring this. Alyssa, good night. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Or it was on paper. That's true. That's true. Of course, as we both know, unfortunately, a lot of traders, they use demo accounts, which is, I have nothing against demo accounts. I wish I knew about demo accounts starting out because, I mean, when it comes to using your own money, it's a very wise move to use a paper account or a demo account just so you can get the idea. I mean, there is a large learning curve when it comes to stocks. I mean, there's a lot of information. And when I started day trading, I was keeping it very simple, but to the point where I would only trade about 5 minutes and then I would just call it. And I didn't really dedicate a lot of time to the market like I should have to gain more knowledge. So it could have been on paper. This is very true. But if it wasn't, then that person did very well. So when we're going to the daily right here, what I'm looking for primarily is this stock down in the pre-market? If we go over, let me bring this all the way over, go to show pre-market. Okay, so the market closes at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then from there, we get an idea of, is it down in the pre-market or on the aftermarket? And then Monday, is it up or down in the pre-market? It's going to be very, very imperative. Now it is down currently, so that's beautiful. I was actually, if you follow my Twitter, I was posting about this stock the entire time, and I was saying, I hope this stock holds. I hope it holds. And if we look, I mean, yes, there was a good correction. It went below the VWAP, but then it even broke to a new high afterwards. And that's why I say you never want to short a stock that's up for the day. Now, there are times where there's good times to get a scalp. Don't get me wrong. I will say that. You know, like here, I mean, we see a push up. There were a lot of false breaks, and that's something I go off of. There were a lot of false breaks, and there were times where you could scalp it short, you know, make money when it's going down. Don't get me wrong. But when I'm actually looking at a stock, the first 5 minutes of the market, I like to have all the odds in my favor. I want to short a stock that's down for the day. You know, I want something that gives me an idea of the previous day's low, so I can have an idea of my ultimate stop loss. A lot of people ask, well, Jonathan, if you keep, I can't even say my own name. If you keep on adding to a position while it's going up and you're shorting it, you're going to blow your account. And that's very true. That is very possible. That's why I look at the previous day's low to get an idea of, okay, this would be my ultimate. My computer is very loud. This is my idea of my ultimate stop loss. If it breaks this, then I'm going to completely get out of the trade. And I like for it to close that gap. If you've seen my my day trading videos, I like for it to get closer to that previous day's low before I start my position. This is just basically granting me, hey, you're letting it go up. You're letting all of the people in the pre-market that shorted it buy it up, because when you short something, you sell it first and then you buy, and all that buying at one time makes that spike occur, and that's what I'm shorting into. So again, I'm just looking at this. I'm seeing how it does in the pre-market on Monday. And again, I was saying within Twitter, I want this to hold. I want it to hold, you know, I mean, it was up 163% basically at close. And if it holds, that's just more meat on the bone for me to short. If it's basically my variables, if it's down in the pre-market, it has a beautiful spike at open, I'm going to go in full buying power. Full buying power. If it's about $7, it's about 2,000 shares, which is, it can be very risky. 2,000 shares, every cent movement is $20. And as you know, in the small account, it can be very risky, and you can easily blow your account. But this is a textbook trade to me currently. The variables could change, but currently this is textbook. And as I've said with other people, you know, you want to capitalize on those textbook trades every day. Unfortunately, there's not going to be those beautiful setups. It's just not going to happen. It's impossible. And that's why I'll actually cover that in another topic. So you want to capitalize on the stuff that you're very comfortable with, that you have critiqued your technique and your strategy towards. Also with sizing matters, and having a plan matters more. Now, that's very true. Sizing matters completely, and a lot of people don't understand that. Unfortunately, when you're averaging something similar to what I do, you're basically, you want to go in with a share size, and then when you add to this position, you want to add more shares than your previous share amount. This just ensures that your average isn't moving strictly in the middle. It's if you short 100 shares at $5, you short 100 shares at $6, your average will be $5.50. But you want to average a little bit more, so your average is even higher. Because if this stock, let's say it's at $9, but my average is $8, I'm already down $1 with my trade, and I have to wait for it to go down that entire dollar amount before I'm even back in profit, and it may not occur. I think it'll go to $12. There was actually someone that posted on Twitter, they thought that it was going to go to $15. Now, I'm not going to, unfortunately, Miss Cleo and I haven't collaborated, so I'm not quite sure what the future holds. But what I can do is I can go off of what we see at previous. Now, over here, we have $12, exactly what was just stated. $12, $12.40. This would basically be, I mean, we do have a little bit of support right, or I guess it would be resistance right here at the 961. My computer might blow up. If it blows up, I really enjoyed the time with you guys. I really did. Now that's the next thing that we'd be looking for. But yeah, $12, you know, that could be, you know, I mean, that's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. The only thing that I like, again, is it is down. Also, we do have a wicking candle right here. So that gives me a good idea that there was downward pressure. Now, again, it did break the high right before the market did close. But as I've seen for quite some time, this occurs with these stocks. Now, there was good news, so that's a variable we have to keep in mind. But you could have all the good news in the world. Until you look at the level 2, you see how the psychology, people are actually reacting to it. That's what we'll play off of. So it's definitely possible. It could be just like RKDA, where it broke a high. It was very overextended, and then it went even higher. And you have to be very careful because you can blow up your account. A lot of people would like to assume that it's going to go back down. There's going to be some type of correction. But until I see the level 2 and see how it's acting, you know, that's really what's going to give us a great idea. Also, another thing, when stocks like this are just scrambling upwards, the spread can be very wide. A large spread with these penny stocks, especially since they have a low float. Low float mostly says there's not a lot of shares that are outstanding. There's not a lot of shares that are available. I mean, granted, there are a lot, but in comparison to these larger companies, there's a small amount. So someone that's buying 50,000, 100,000 shares can alter the price greatly. If you get caught in some type of short squeeze, which basically a short squeeze is, let's say I was shorting and it presses up even higher and I get out of my trade, I just got squeezed out of the trade. That's something that you want to keep in mind. Let's see. So another thing that I look out for, someone actually approached me. They said, hey, you know, I'm an options trader. What do you have, you know, for option? Do you have any ideas of any stocks that would look good? Now, my trading strategy, I normally trade, I'm in a trade for about 1 minute, 30 seconds, 15 seconds. So for an options trader, it might be a little difficult to do that. But I still have the ability to look at stocks and say, okay, this has the ability to go up because of whatever. One that I want to just point out real quick is going to be right here. Okay, so MYL had, I believe it had earnings came out and they were poor, and a lot of people, you know, it wasn't what it didn't live up to the expectation, so it of course went down. Now, when I was looking at this, you know, he told me that, do you have any ideas? And I said, well, this could possibly be a good stock. I could find it's. I think it's in the Discord when I was messaging them, but I was messaging them at the end of this trading day. These two candles didn't exist, and I was looking at it and I was like, well, okay, let me look at the daily, because I mean the 1 minute chart at the time, it really wasn't giving me any idea. So I'm looking at the daily here. I see, okay, we have a low of $26. Okay, so there's a whole dollar support. If it breaks through that $26, then it could continue to go down, because with that $26, you're going to have stop losses. Basically, a stop loss is someone's in a trade, they want it to go up, and if it breaks $26, then they'll put automated execution where at 26 or let's say 25.99, they'll get out of the trade. They'll just cut their losses. Basically, they'll take a loss for the trade. So I'm looking over here and I see, okay, 2603. Okay, 2609. Oh, okay. So when it came down to this low, if we look at the big picture, I mean, when it came down to this low, which is basically the last time it's been that low of a price, I see 2603, I see 2609, and then I see $26. And I'm like, okay, well, what I teach is false breaks. I mean, I say false breaks probably once a day. I mean, if I got paid to say false breaks, oh man. So this is a false break right here. And I said, okay, based off this false break, also this whole dollar, I would get into the trade, because at the time when it closed, it closed at about 2605, and you know, I mean, that's a very small amount to risk for a large amount of gain that's possible. So I said, okay, get into the trade. 26 will be your stop loss. I'm going off this false break over here, and you know, you're risking about 5 cents for multiple dollars. And as we can see here, the high went up to about 27.55 for today. So I mean, that's about a 1.5 gain. And that's just another thing to look out for. You know, you want to look at the intraday chart, the 1 minute candles, 5 minute candles. You also want to look at the whole picture. You know, we have the whole picture. I mean, these are years of analysis right here. So I saw that false break. I gave him the analysis, and hopefully he made some money off of it. All right, let's see. Oh, so one thing I want to say is thank you all so much for the support. I truly do appreciate it. I'm more than... I just can't say that enough. You know, it really just blows my mind. Starting out on YouTube is very difficult. A lot of traders can attest to that. Starting on YouTube is very difficult, but you know, you just have to be persistent. You know, really reach out and show the viewers, show the supporters that you really are there for them. You know, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. You know, I don't make money off the back of my subscribers or supporters. I charge for nothing whatsoever. I think that's very important that you guys know that, just because I'm not here for personal gain. I'm really not. I really want us to help everyone that I can create a better life for themselves. I mean, that's truly what it's about. Money isn't happiness. It's definitely, I promise you it's not happiness, but it is freedom. It's financial freedom. Life's very short. If we look at 80-year span, I mean, yeah, it doesn't really, it sounds like 80 years, oh man, but, the older you get, the quicker time goes, because then you start getting in a routine, and really everything kind of just pushes together. So, definitely for everyone, let me go ahead and switch over to, let's see, sub counter. So, oh, look at that. All right. So we have 514 subscribers. I mean, that's amazing. We just hit over 50,000 video views. So that's definitely, wow. I'm really lost for words. Thank you all so much for the support. I truly do appreciate it. I knew it. I knew someone's going to troll me, and I have an idea of who just trolled me. That brings, I love that. I truly love it. That always brings a smile up. I love that. That's awesome. Thank you. That always brings a smile on my face. I remember when I did it was like 500 sub, or however, I did a live stream, and it went from 500 to 499. It kind of voided the video, but that's awesome. But I truly appreciate the support. It's really just, wow. I really, again, just lost for words. So we'll go back over to the desktop here. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Again, if anyone has any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask them. I answer everyone's questions. No one's ever overlooked. As the channel grows, I mean, from being to 50 subs, 100 to 500, eventually we'll get to 1,000. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I never look over anyone's questions, because everyone matters, truly. So we covered how I determine stocks for, I mean, even if, like within the Discord, I give an idea of what I'm looking at, like for the next trading day. I'm not only looking at the pre-market. So my trading strategy, I covered over that a little bit, within this topic. Basically, if we go over and we just look at, the 1 minute, now, as we can see, the volume was very low. I mean, it's very choppy here. Then it starts to pick up. But I'm trading basically the first minute candle. I'm looking at, these over momentum spikes. These spikes where if something's down for the day, people are shorting it within the pre-market. All traders matter. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me fix this real quick. I was just saying. Yeah, all traders definitely do matter. That's very important. Everyone starts somewhere. I think some people lose sight of that. I have a very squeaky chair. I'll get the WD for you later. I think a lot of people overlook that, especially as they grow. They kind of forget, oh yeah, I remember when I only had 5 subscribers, and then they grow into thousands of subscribers, and they kind of forget the reason behind all of this. Then they start adding features where you have to pay them to do some type of service. And like I always say, however, I mean, you gotta make money, however you feel is right, morally right. But I don't want this channel to grow that way. That's not what I'm really here for. I love doing giveaways, give back to the community. That's truly what it's about. I can say this all I want. Words don't really matter. It's the actions. But I think the actions really do speak for themselves. As you can see, you know, as we've grown from 100 subs to now 500, so on and so forth. Hey, now I would pay you for services. I'm not quite sure what services we're talking about, trading services or, you know. Yeah, with the trading strategy, I keep it very simple. I truly do. A lot of people have this idea they need to be in the market the entire day, and that's just this. You don't have to be. It's not true. Some people do it, and that's fine. I'm not going to say that if you are in if you're trading the entire. If I could talk, that'd be awesome. You're in the trading day, you know, the entire time that's open, that's wrong. I'm just saying you want to keep it simple, you know, because when you start really analyzing the stock, if you're in the stock the entire day, you start over-analyzing it. And then you kind of start picturing things that may not be there. I mean, right here we can see a cup and handle, but, you know, the time being, you know, someone may really start over-analyzing it and see this as a bear flag, or maybe they had a bull flag here. You know, they just start analyzing way too much. Next thing you know, they have all these lines somewhere, and it really just turns to craziness. So with my trading strategy, I just keep it very simple. I'm trading the first minute candle, you know, first minute candle, second minute candle. I'm done trading at about 9:35. You know, I mean, sometimes it's 9:31, 9:32. And, you know, I would love to be able to reach out to people that are interested to learn this strategy. I see other YouTubers that have started adapting this strategy to their own. You know, and that's fine. You know, I never thought someone would take this specific strategy and, you know, kind of alter it to their own. But, you know, that's amazing. Again, it's very risky. But if someone's dedicated to take the time to learn it, then I'm more than happy to help. You didn't explain. Okay, so trading strategy aren't the. So the first minute candles came. Let me see if I can find an example. Was it MYL? This might take me a moment. I want to find a good example for everybody. We could try to find. Now, Tesla is very risky just to trade in general, so I wouldn't recommend trading Tesla unless you see something that's just very beautiful. But maybe I'll find an example here. If anyone knows of any stocks that have, I mean, I could look at the top 20, but has some type of crazy momentum recently. I mean, BPTH has, but it wasn't really the first minute candle. CIFS, now this is very interesting. We can look at that as well if you guys would like to. Let's see. This is a good example. It's not the first minute candle, but it does give us some type of idea of what I talk when I'm saying momentum spikes. Basically, if all these candles right here, we could put it into one, the 5 minute. Basically, if we have a spike like this at open, this is the first minute candle. Yeah, it can be risky, as that was said. But again, with any type of push up, you're going to have a correction that takes place. Now, there's variables that have to be held to. You have to hold to rules. If you don't hold to rules, then you can blow up your account. But basically, you want a stock that's down for the day. Why do you want it down for the day? Because other people that are bearish are watching it with you. I trade CFDs. I have no influence in the market. When I take a trade, you're not going to see it in time and sales. That's because CFDs don't work the same way as traditional stocks. But basically, you want it down for the day because other people that want the stock to go down are watching it. If it's up for the day, you're going to have bulls in there looking for dip buys, and we don't want that. So I look for something that's down for the day. Okay, once I've done that, I know in the pre-market it's been going down, of course, because it's down at open. But because it's going down, people are shorting it. As soon as market opens, they're wanting to see how the market reacts. And when they see that, they're going to, if it were to persist to go down, or if it actually has a spike, which normally it does, they're going to buy. When they buy, they're getting out of their short and they're taking their profits. But when they're buying, you have these huge spikes right here because not only are the shorters buying, you have momentum traders that are buying. They know those shorters are getting out of the trade. Also, you have people that, you know they went through their bank, and, you know, because they have to go through the PDT rule. But they go through their bank, they see the stock's down, And they're like, okay, yeah, no, this is good because the stock's down. I can buy it at a lower price now. Okay, you know, I'll put in my order. And when they put in the order, then the bank says your order will take place when market opens, 9:30. So then that buying occurs. And with all those different individuals buying, we have this huge spike up. With this huge spike up, then that's when I short in because I know it's very overextended. I know people, the momentum traders that bought, they're taking the profits at the top of that candle. They're selling. Shorters like me, I'm selling. And with all that selling, then we get a huge spike down, and that's where the profit takes place. VNW. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Excuse me. All right, and you said the February 26th. Okay, so we'll go back a few days. Okay, yeah, now let me go to the 1 minute candle. Make sure we're at the 26th. I have my mic in the way. It doesn't really help too much. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, perfect. Go ahead. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, this 1 minute candle opened at 173.56 and it went to a high of 176.05. I mean, that's 3 points in 1 minute. I mean, and that's even less than 1 minute because it pushed up and then, excuse me, it actually closed at 174. So looking at a candle, if some people aren't aware, when you're looking at the candle, you have from here to here. But what does all of this mean? Now, from the bottom of this candle to the top of this candle, that's the range that occurred within that 1 minute. Now, the bottom right here of the actual body of it is going to be where it opened. And the top of this body is going to be where it closed. It's a green candle. It's going to be the same thing. If it were a red candle, it would just be reversed. But as you can see with this wicking candle, that's the price that it went to. But as you see here, just analyzing this one candle, it spiked up and then it immediately shut down and closed way down here. So this is beautiful. Thank you for calling that out. Yeah, I mean, the overextension right here, I mean, that's just beautiful. And that's what I play off of. Now 9:30, 9:31, so 2nd minute candle. But yeah, beautiful. And as you can see, I mean, right after that huge spike, all the people are getting out. Then we have this push down to a new low within this one time frame. Entry at 176 with a stop loss of 4 with a target price of 190. Oh, okay, you're talking about going long for the future? Okay. All right, this actually has a very bullish movement throughout time. Now, entry at 176. So you've already taken this trade at 176? Was that taken on Friday? Okay. No, that's actually, so let me just take a look right here. Let me go ahead and take off the pre-market, post-market. Okay, so we have a beautiful hold right here at 178. Now, what's interesting, okay, so with a 3.5 to 1 win ratio, stop loss of $4. Okay. So when it comes to, I mean, of course, this is definitely a swing trade that you're talking about. The way that I view trading, and a lot of people view it as this, is the further that you look out, it's equivalent to driving in fog. I can see what's close up, but where I'm actually trying to look like a mile down the road, it's basically impossible. You're not quite sure how it's going to react. Now, that's nice that you entered at 176. You're basically up 2 points already. Now, having a price target of 190, was 190, did you just set 190 like you would like it to get to 190? Is this based off of a previous? Because I don't really see anywhere that 190 would occur. I mean, maybe over time it would hit 190. I'm not quite sure how long it would take. And then additionally, looking at this daily candle, it has a wicking right here. So that kind of shows me that it was bullish for the day. It was up for the day. But it does have a lot of, it's just a very bearish candle. Hey Hips, how's it going? That M at the top of the chart is a quick pre-market. Oh, you learn something new every day. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Point figure. Okay. Again, it is a little bearish. Shit, let me go ahead and go here. So it looks like the volume's kind of died down a little bit after market. But again, it's very bearish candle. I would really pay a lot of attention to this, especially since you're up to, how many shares are you actually in? Because you're up 2 points, and with a stock like this, I mean, I would think, I'm not quite sure how many shares. If I was trading this within a large account, back in the day, it would be a lot more, but I would probably trade about, let's see how it's moving. Probably about 500, 1,000 shares. And that's just because it's moving, but it's not like a penny stock where it has these crazy spikes. It's very constant. So as we see, like right over here, we can see within this time frame of, we'll just look at basically the hour. We're up here at 179.40 and down here at 178. So about a little over $1 range. That's not too wild for a large cap stock like this. So again, I would just look at how many shares you're in. If you're already up 2 points, you may want to take a partial. That could be something. Take a partial, take some of those profits just in case this does turn out to be a bearish candle, some type of formation. So you do have some profits. You have a little bit more wiggle room. But no, definitely impressive. 2-point gain. That's very impressive. That shows a lot of restraint, a lot of discipline. Of course, we don't know how the market's going, so a lot of people take profits early, and it's understandable. It's kind of humorous that people post videos on YouTube and people in the comments say, "Oh yeah, you took profits too early." Well, obviously you can see what happened, but when you're in the middle of the trade and it could go either way. You're basically just going off these different analysis. It's good to take profits early, then hold it too long, and you just end up being red. And then the mentality of, okay, I was green, oh, now it's red on me. Well, maybe if I hold it longer, it'll go back to green, and then it just turns out to be even worse than it should have been. So definitely a good one. Let's see. Okay, so another topic is becoming a full-time day trader. And if anyone wants me to look at other stocks, please let me know. Becoming a full-time day trader. What does this entail? So becoming a full-time day trader is very different when you have the mentality of, okay, I do this part-time. This is a passion of mine. I do it part-time, but I still have my full-time job. Because full-time job is paying the bills. It could be different for everybody. They could be making more money in day trading than they are their full-time gig. I'm just saying it's different mentality when you had a full-time job there as a backup. If you were to eliminate the full-time job and you have day trading as your only outlet, it kind of changes it up. It changes the mentality. It's equivalent to paper trading and using a real account. Now in your mind, you're like, well, this is my only route of income. I need to make a trade today. I need to make money. So the mentality does change a little bit. I would suggest having some type of, everyone's bills are different. Everyone's incomes are different. Everyone's income from trading is different. Now, for me, my apartment's about $2,000 a month compared to someone that maybe lives back home in Tennessee and their apartment might be $600 or something like that. There's a big difference. So it's, what do your bills amount to? That's another thing. You always want to have some type of, income, or basically you have money in savings if something were to occur. I would suggest having maybe 3 months to 6 months of savings for, your living expenses if you wanted to pursue being a full-time day trader. Of course, full-time day trading and just day trading, if I could talk, day trading in general, you can generate a lot of profits. I've had multi-$1,000 months And you know, I believe if someone has the passion, someone has the desire, they can do the same thing. You know, it's really about the small winners adding up. A lot of people on YouTube, they want to broadcast, I made $5,000 today, I made 10,000, 15,000, however. But you know, everyone has their own pace of learning, and again, the small days really do add up. Come live with me, $800 a room. This is an idea. This is an idea. You cook. Okay. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I appreciate it. You know, it's interesting. My lease is actually about to end. I think it ends in May. So, you know, they said, you know, are you going to, you know, re-lease? I don't know if I'm going to stay here. I'm not quite sure. It's a nice apartment. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's really just whatever you're comfortable with. That's just anyone in general. Now, I do recommend, if you do want to do trading full time, you know, that's why I truly broadcast, you know, just day trading at certain time periods. I only trade about the first 5 minutes of the market. If I don't see a trade within the first 5 minutes, I normally don't trade for the day. I don't feel any pressure that I have to trade. Even being on YouTube, I don't feel like I have to trade. Like, people want to see the live day trading, I have to trade. I don't feel that way. Because, you know, that just gives a bad example. You know, if I were to force trades, like, oh, you know, I really feel like I have to. And trust me, I've done it in the past, you know, and that's just something that I've learned from, where I was like, oh, I really want to trade today. I haven't traded for some time. It happens to everybody. But, you know, I want to give a good example for people to follow. You know, you shouldn't feel pressured to trade every single day. But like I was saying, we'll go ahead. Actually, I'll just switch back this way. Where are you at? You want to find textbook trades like this, textbook setups. Now it could continue to go up, but again, if it goes up even more, overextends itself even more, that's more profit for me to take, you know? So you just want to capitalize on what you're comfortable with, and really just hone in on what really completes your strategy and your technique. CK, okay, so CHK. Oh wow. Okay, so this is definitely a high float, especially for a penny stock. That's kind of interesting. Entry at 330. Where are we at? Entry at 330 with the stop. 330. When did that occur? It looks like the high here that I'm seeing is 322. Stop loss of 25 cents, price target 420 with a 3.6 to 1 win ratio. 420. Looking at the daily. So it's been up that way. Okay, I see. I'm not quite sure on the 330 though. I'm not seeing that. Unless that was like bought way back here. Let's see, for 2K you can get a decent house near me. You could actually be my neighbor. They are moving out in April. It's a dump. Yeah. Hey, I'm interested. Actually, send me the address of the place. I thought about buying a place. I didn't think I would be in this area as long as I have. I've been here for about basically since 2011. You know, and normally I don't stay in locations that long. So if I knew I was going to be here for 8 years, I would have bought a house 8 years ago. So, unfortunately, it hasn't triggered. Okay. So this is definitely a high float. You know, I see that there's a lot of volume, 81 million shares, but the volume is very low. And this is basically equivalent to, oh man, if I could think of the stock, that'd be awesome. But basically, it's been doing exactly what this has been doing. So this is definitely a safe play because the movement's very low. How many shares were you thinking of? Now, when it comes to a price target of 420, that really just goes on how long you're wanting to hold it. Also, are they reporting earnings anytime soon? Are we expecting any news coming out? Do we think it's going to be good news? Those are just different factors to come into play. 420, honestly, my opinion, I wouldn't, this is just my opinion, definitely not professional. I wouldn't hold it to 420. What I would do is I would find a good entry. I'd find a good entry, and I would go in a lot of shares. I mean, as you saw, or as you said, you traded a stock that was over $100. So I have an idea that you have margin for it. But honestly, if this were something I was interested in, which my trading strategy is not, but everyone has their own, I would honestly set a price target. It already looks like it broke out of this cup and handle right here. I mean, we see the cup and the handle pushes through. It already broke through. If I thought it was going to have more momentum going forward, which it possibly could, I would go in a lot of share size, and I would set the price target, maybe 20 cents or so. So basically, if I was wanting to risk 5 cents, let's say I go in, I don't know, with a large account, I'd say 20,000 shares. It's a good question. Because 10,000 shares would be about $30,000. 20,000, 60,000. So 20,000 shares, every movement would be $200. And this doesn't really move that much. As you can see, I mean, this time frame right here, we're only looking at about 5 cents. So if you're risking 5 cents, it'd be $1,000. But if you had an idea that it was going to go up and push more than 5 cents, you could be risking $1,000 for thousands of dollars. Now, again, I don't know how much pressure is going to be because if let's say 295, 296, what was this here? 297, and then it pushed up. So we did have the cup, we had the handle, and the cup and handle was successful. It pushed through, but how much momentum is going to follow it? There might be a consolidation afterwards. I would just be let me go ahead. Okay, so it held it. So I would just be very careful with it. But if I did go into this stock, I wouldn't put a price limit of 420. I would put it significantly lower than that, and I would just up my share size. So that's what I would do. I have a closer stop loss. I wouldn't give it too much room to breathe because there's a lot of struggles for even a cent at this time. Again, that's how it is with large cap penny stocks, which is kind of different. You just have to be on the lookout for that. But definitely, thank you for posting that. Now, definitely, I like analyzing these because this isn't something I normally look at. So again, I would up the share size, have a closer price target, and I wouldn't, again, not give it too much room to breathe. Let's see, decent house near me. Yeah, definitely need the address. I'll take a look at it. I was actually looking at some place in like Waldorf. It's in Maryland. It's close to where I live. And it was beautiful. It really was, but someone took it off the market, so but yeah, other things I want to point out. I want to say congrats to the Garage Day Trader. I think he's actually busy. I don't think he's tuning in, but he did hit over 4,000 subscribers, and that's just an amazing accomplishment. Very happy for him. Been watching him for quite some time. So definitely happy for him. Kevin Avery. This is someone I've never mentioned before. Kevin seems like a very down-to-earth guy. I've never said anything bad about him. He's, as I've seen, he's been trading for quite some time. He does have connections with Patrick Wieland, which me and Patrick aren't in the best of whatever, which is fine. Everyone's going to have, different, I wouldn't call it a beef. I would just say we have different mindsets when it comes to certain things, and that's fine. It's healthy to voice your own opinion, and he voiced his own in return, and that's really just how it is. Honestly, he's really grown. His channel's grown. I don't know about the channel's grown. But Kevin, he just hit over 1,000 subs. Definitely happy for him. And he does seem like a very genuine guy. So I just want to go ahead and say congrats to both of them. I definitely wish the best. And Garage Day Trader, of course, I'm a very big supporter. As everyone knows, someone called me a prodigy the other day of Garage Day Trader. I thought that was kind of funny. It doesn't hurt my feelings. He has a lot of knowledge to really give. A lot of people look for the big numbers. I made $10 zillion today, $10 zillion tomorrow. Hell, we'll just say I made $10 zillion next week. Then that's just people they look for. I think it's kind of funny. People say, they have videos where they post how I plan to make $10 zillion on this stock. If I knew it was that easy, I would post. Okay, I'm posting a video how I plan to make $20 zillion off of BPTH. If I knew it was that easy, I would have done that, you know, when I first started YouTube. I think that's kind of funny. Anyone can do that. It takes no talent to say, this is how I plan to do it. I mean, okay, but why you give me a dollar amount? You know, I don't know. I think it's just kind of funny to me. But yeah, congratulations. And yeah, that's really the topics for this live stream, you know, is really just giving an idea of what I look for, basically what I'm looking for going into Monday. You know, definitely excited about this. I mean, I'm really excited about BPTH. Even though it had good news, I would love for it to overextend itself again. That would just be beautiful. Just more meat on the bone for me to make more profits. A little update. In the account, I only traded one day this last week, you know, but we're up about almost $300. So, you know, I can't complain. I opened this account with $400, up $300. I might take profits. I guess, you know, because the way the trade net works is you have to put in your request from the 1st to the 10th. It's a little different. I might just take profits out of this account. And then just really go hard in the account. As you've seen, if you've seen the trading videos, you know, I've been taking small share size. I play it safe, spitting everywhere. But I think what I'll do is I'll take profits out of the account, and then I'm just going to go in heavy. Because I think I owe it to the viewers. I think I do. You know, everyone likes to see the larger share size. They want to see the mentality behind the larger share size. You know, when I'm trading 50 shares, the other day, it may have been last week actually, I traded 2 stocks at the same time. But, you know, I was very comfortable with it. But I would love to up the share size and really go in hard, use max buying power. And it'll be kind of a challenge. I mean, it'll be a challenge within a challenge. So I think that'll be fun. Thoughts on FNKO? Excuse me. All right, so looking at the daily. Okay, so definitely very bullish pullback. Let me take a look at this right here. Okay. Oh wow, we definitely had a push up on Friday. Wow. So this candle is very odd because this is a bearish candle. I mean, as we can see, it opened here and it closed down here. So wow, but it does have a bottom wick, so that could indicate that there could be movement up. The low right here, 1986. Let's see, so 86, 88. Okay, so I mean 86 right here could be a false break of the 88 right there. It could continue to go up. I'm not quite sure if news has come out for this. FNKO. I'll actually just take a look real quick. Oh, so the earnings came out. Okay. Yeah, this could continue to go up because we have a false break right here on the daily, equivalent to what I pointed out with MYL. And even though it's a bearish candle, it opened here, closed here, it has a bottom wick, which means it got bought up a little bit. As you can see, it had a low here, but it got bought up and we have a closing price over here. It could continue to go up, you know, especially the false break. You know, I can't eliminate that. They were, yeah, earnings play. Gotcha. Yeah. So it's very interesting that there's so much downward pressure. I mean, wow. Let's see. So this is equivalent to what I was saying with that first minute candle. I mean, if this one opened at 22.56, we have a high of 24.32. As soon as it opened, then, I mean, it pushed up, closed out, and then just came down, broke a low. FNKO to $30. Let's see. So when I look at this, you know, I like to, let's actually just make this bigger. That will help us a lot. what do we have here? 24.40, 24.30. So, yeah, I mean, basically what the bulls are going to be watching for is this right here to break. I mean, this was a previous resistance. So it came up, there was a resistance, and it broke back down. Now, granted, this is months ago. But again, people that are swing trading things, they take the entire, it's equivalent to trading the foreign exchange. You know, when you're dealing with currencies, you're not really, you're looking at, you know, like, you know, the intraday, but you're really looking at the overall. So yeah, with this 24.40, this could, you know, just come up. It could create a basically an ascension of a wedge. Because if we actually were able to look further over, then, well, if I could, nope, that's wrong. Maybe it won't, there, well, darn it. Basically, if we were going over right here, we are coming up, then the bulls are going to want to push it through there. Now, as far as $30, I mean, it's going to have to go through a good amount of resistance to get there. This would be the first one going right here. So if we are able to break through, which we're very, very, very close. Going off of that. Oh, I mean, this could be somewhat of a resistance. It's not a beautiful resistance line whatsoever. It just spiked up. I mean, I really wouldn't look at that too much. Let's go over to the weekly. So again, we have it here. And then we're basically looking up in this area. Now, what I do, if people were wanting to have a larger stop loss, as far as like, you know, if I were get in at, let's say I get in at $20 and my stop loss is, for some reason, it's way down here at $18, $2 stop loss. You know, you won't want to take lower share size because if it hits $2 with the 200 shares, it's going to be $400 you could possibly lose. But the closer your stop loss is, the more share size you can take. Now, I'm not saying you don't want to give a stock room to breathe. I mean, especially when it comes to larger cap, when you have a spread, you want to give it some room to breathe. You know, that's just a smart thing to do. Now, again, with $30, it might take some time, but it's definitely possible. If I look at this whole thing right here, this whole thing could be a cup. We see a downward pressure here. It could open here. It could come back and have some type of basically a consolidation in this area. Also, if we want to look at it this way, we have a push up right here. And people are going to watch that. So, I mean, hell, we could even extend it out all the way over here, you know, and that's what the bulls are doing. The bulls are doing exactly what I'm doing right now, and they're wanting to hold this trend line. So it's something to look out for. Go ahead and put that a little lower. But yeah, I think that's really all that I have. I can't really think of anything else too much, you know, with you know, with the stock analysis, watching BPTH, my trading strategy, trading the first 5 minutes of market. I'm not in the market all day. And that's just because I know the big traders, the actual real traders, I mean, they're trading, you know, the first 30 minutes, maybe an hour, but the volatility dies out. So they're trading about the same time that I'm trading, and they're taking their profits and they're done for the day. You know, they don't stay in it through lunchtime and when the volume's very low. Because when the volume's very low, your chances of having a successful trade are lowered greatly. And that's just kind of how it is. That's why I trade the first minute candle, because I see all the volume right there. And I see where the high's set. And, you know, that's really all I need. So that, and becoming a full-time day trader, there's a lot of profit you can take. I mean, you know, and it's just a different mentality overall. You know, if I were to become a full-time day trader, I'm very passionate about the stock market. I don't think I would fully enjoy being a full-time day trader, just in the sense that, you know, I like to get out and converse with people and, you know, have a life outside my apartment. And it would be too easy if I were a full-time day trader to wake up at like 9:15, day trade, and go back to sleep and play PS4. It would be too easy for me to do that. And you know, that's, you know, I want to be proactive. You know, I have a lot of projects going on, and that's another thing. In my last live stream, I projected, you know, have something that you're passionate about as a side gig. You know, you can either, if it's, you know, right now I'm dealing with a lot with cryptocurrency. There's a lot of time that goes into it. So much time, but it's something I enjoy, and you know, that's something I enjoy, day trading. You know, and there's a few different gigs. Just find something that you enjoy, you know. Oh my goodness, I want to get away from the 9 to 5. Okay, it's definitely possible, you know. When I was trading in the full, like the large account, you know, making about 5,000. I hate to say that I make. The reason I say in a lot of my videos I get a certain amount of movement is because that's what's very important, is the movement. The money's gonna come. I promise you, the money will come. You just need to get the movement down. You know, so yeah, you know, making thousands of dollars a month, you know, whoopee. But the way that I was achieving it, sometimes they were very risky trades. I mean, yeah, I would make maybe $800 a day, but it's very risky, and I hated it. You know, I didn't enjoy it, and because when you're in a trade, you don't know which way it's going to go. Yeah, you might make some quick bucks off of it, as you've seen Patrick Wieland. I'm not going to go into a depth with him because I just don't, you know, that's just old news. But you know, sometimes it gets risky with his trades. He can backlash and say really whatever he wants. But I could just review the video footage and say, well, that was kind of risky right there. There's been videos I've posted where it's very risky. And I've even said in the outro, it was very risky and I didn't enjoy the trade whatsoever. And I'm sure other day traders can attest that they had risky trades. Now, the reason that I point out Patrick Wieland is so much that Patrick takes a lot of share size. It's evident in his videos. I'm basically just stating facts. He takes a lot of share size. You know, 19,000 shares. That's a large amount. Now, so to some traders, it's not. You know, but he takes large share size, and the trades get very risky sometimes. But sometimes they turn out good for him. And you know, when you have 19,000 shares and you have 5-cent movement, I mean, basically you're looking at. I mean, what is that? I mean, it's almost $1,000. 10 off of 5 cents, $9.50. So yeah, the money looks good. Wow, $9.50. But when you're in the middle of a trade that's just not good, you're just not going to enjoy it. You know, you want to find the prestigious trades. You really do. You know, there's been times where I posted I made 50 bucks. Made 50 bucks. And I was happy. I was happy that I made 50 bucks off a beautiful trade because I called it out completely. I said, this is what's going to occur. It occurred. I'm looking at this for a resistance line. That was a resistance line. Everything played out beautifully. Yeah, it was only $50. But to $50, you can do a lot with $50. You know, unfortunately with me, it's kind of obscure. If I could graduate English class, that'd be awesome. You know, I kind of look at $50 as just because I've dealt with a lot of trades where, you know, you're easily down $500 1 minute and you're up $500 the next minute. You know, so the fine line of the dollar amount, you know, you can't focus on the dollar amount. You have to look at the movement. That's why I always say look at the movement. I think other YouTubers are kind of they're not so much supporting everything. But they see what I say and, you know, they kind of take it with them, which is awesome. You know, that's why I made this YouTube channel. I want to reach out to, you know, if it were to be a beginner trader, advanced trader, a novice, you know, expert, and, you know, see how they feel about the way that I analyze things. Everyone's going to analyze it differently. So surely after that long spill that I just had of, you know, however, you want to get away from the 9 to 5. All right. So you want to get away from the 9 to 5. How long have you been trading in the market? Have you just started day trading? Have you been trading for years? And even if you've been trading for years, I mean, there's people that have been trading for years that their win percentage is still 30%, you know, and sometimes it clicks easier with different individuals. Now that just goes back to basically what you excel in. People that excel in different topics or subjects or however are easily grasping, you know, if it were be day trading, if it were be, I don't know, knitting, I don't know, you know, hand-eye coordination. It really just goes, a lot of people say video games have a bridge with day trading. I don't know how much that, I'm not the best, you know, video gamer, and, you know, people within the chat can attest to that. I'm definitely not the best, especially when it comes to Rocket League. I am horrible. But, you know, it just comes easier to some people. So how long have you been day trading? Do you have money basically locked away in a savings account, or really whatever account? I wouldn't say like you have it locked away within a stock, because stocks are very risky. Mutual fund isn't very risky. And now just depending on what you know, level it is, if this is if it's a moderately aggressive, it really just depends how you're looking at it. But do you have money stored away? That's just the biggest thing. Hey Crypto, how's it going, man? Really good to see you. Good to see you. And yeah, you had mentioned about the cryptocurrency. I just want to let everyone know that's, you know, interested in the cryptocurrency. A lot of people aren't right now at this time and place. I promise you, as time goes on, a lot of people are going to be interested in it. And I promise you, knowledge is power. You want to gain the knowledge, because one thing I can attest to is cryptocurrency is going to make a very big impact on the world as we know it. That's just kind of how it is. It's very hard to go against what I say, because, I mean, we even see these huge corporations making their own coins. These people 3 years ago that were saying cryptocurrency is a fraud and a scam and it's a whatever, they're making their own cryptocurrencies. So, and it's interesting because with them making their own cryptocurrencies, because they're very well established, other people are going to become interested, because it's not so much some random guy in this dark corner is making a cryptocurrency. It's these large corporations that have a consumer base that are making these cryptocurrencies, and they're promoting them. So yeah, absolutely. You know, it's definitely the best time. And as I've said, and as you're saying now, on sale, that's the way I view it. I don't view stocks as being on sale. I don't do that. But with cryptocurrency, I do. Reason being, there's just so much potential overall. Now, some alternate coins, you know, there's a, you know, you kind of want to stay away from these off-the-wall coins, like Kanye coin. Kanye West, I guess he's a cool guy. I don't know. I don't really keep up with it. But do I want a coin that has his face on it? I don't think so. You know. So, but with like Litecoin hit a low of $22.85. Now it's pushing through. Let me see where we're at right now. $49.10. So that's a 100% gain. You don't see stocks making 100% gain, you know, that actually holds stable. As we see with BPTH, yes, there was a big push. Is it going to be stable? Is it really going to hold that? Do you see this every day? With the cryptocurrencies, you could easily see 100% gains. Thousands, tens of thousands of percent gains. I mean, XRP was 0.002 cents, I believe. And now it went to a high. Actually, let's just go over to the crypto coin. And XRP, 31 cents. But if we actually look at it, the all-time high was way up here at, I mean, if I can get my cursor on there, it's about $3.50, $3.60. So from going all the way down here, let's bring it back. Okay, so 0.0045. Then you're going up to $3.60. I mean, you're basically a millionaire. And a lot of millionaires were being, at the end of 2017, there's a lot of millionaires being made just off of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. And I'm telling you now, these all-time highs, these aren't, I mean, yeah, right now, I mean, we see this huge pump. Of course, there's a correction. I promise you, this isn't where it ends. It's going to go up again. I'm very invested in cryptocurrency. And as you know, I'm part of basically a part of a team that's developing a cryptocurrency. And this is basically the bridge between racing and cryptocurrency. There's really a lot of potential with it. Very excited about it. The coin, basically the coin, I guess you could say the schematic of it is being constructed right now. We've created the Discord and really putting together our founding team, sponsors, promoters. Very excited. Yeah, cripple or did I say cripple? Cripple? Is there a reason? Ripple is now on Coinbase. I saw that. And what's very interesting is normally in the past when something been placed on Coinbase, basically, I don't know if you'll be able to actually see my phone here. I don't know, but basically Coinbase is an application. Anyone can download Coinbase. It's not like you actually have to go to a market and go through this process. I mean, you easily just download it on your phone, you make an account, boom, oh, I can buy Litecoin now. That was pretty simple. Is now on Coinbase, and a lot of people thought that there was going to be this huge spike, and yeah, there actually was a little bit of a pump as we see here, but nothing great as we've seen with other cryptocurrencies. So that just tells me the market is becoming more stable. Litecoin, big supporter of Litecoin. So $49. And as you can see, I mean, back in the day, one of the developers of mini coins that I've talked to, he was dealing with Litecoin back when it was like $2. So he would buy it at $2, and he would be so excited that he sold it for $4, 200% or 100% gain. He was ecstatic. He never thought that it would go up to this high of over $320. He just never thought it. And right now, I don't think we have the ability to comprehend Litecoin going up to $1,000. But if we were to talk to someone 10 years in the future, then they would be like, well, I wish I was able to buy Litecoin at freaking 49 bucks. Because with Litecoin, it's not fiat currency. I mean, with the dollar bill, governments can produce them how they want. Now, of course, if we want to get technical, there's checks and balances, and blah, blah, blah. But they can produce it as much as they want. And with this, Litecoin, max supply, 84 million. There's never going to be any more. Once it's 84 million, I mean, that's it. There's just no more. That's how the protocol was developed for it. It's equivalent to Bitcoin. And that's something I look for when I invest in cryptocurrencies. Is there a max supply, or is it just going to grow to the moon? So, let's see. But yeah, definitely excited about what the future has to hold with cryptocurrency. Yeah. Yeah, basically the rest of my night just really entails working on the different stuff for the cryptocurrency. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Truly a lot of work, really. And the way that we're gearing this coin is to really serve the community. Really get out there and be proactive. This isn't just a coin that's developed and hopefully you buy it, and if you don't, well, okay. This is a coin that has a lot of potential, and it's hard to fathom that it would be, if you were to develop a coin, making it something that's a worldwide use. It's like, oh, wow, worldwide to billions of people. But I mean, I've seen coins. I even have partnership with other coins that are used worldwide. As you know, the Japan has a large part of cryptocurrencies. That's really where a large basis is. The United States, Europe, Japan, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, cripple. Okay, so I was thinking it was geared towards crap, but yeah, the reason, and you can let me know if I'm off the mark or not. that Ripple is getting a bad look is because it's trying to team with banks. And as you know, cryptocurrency is supposed to be decentralized. You know, it's supposed to kind of be like we're moving away from the government. You know, I don't like to talk about the government too much, just because, you know, I don't get into politics. You know, politics, you know, it's whatever. But, you know, we're trying to move away from governments because, as we saw, I mean, the government is really what's holding a lot of stuff. As far as we had the government shutdown. Everyone knows about the government shutdown. It's not news that I'm really saying it. There's a government shutdown that occurred in the past, and for weeks and weeks, and people weren't getting paid. And, you know, it was really affecting people. And luckily and thankfully, it's over. But it just goes to show that as a society, we were functioning without a government, you know, basically being there. I mean, you know, the government shutdown occurred, and oh wow, okay, people didn't just blow up in midair. You know, we, you know, I mean, I still was breathing air, so the air didn't disappear. Okay, so wow, we were going without a government being in session. So a lot of people, with that said, that's not really a projection of my thoughts. It's just that's what people were saying, that we were able to go without it. So basically, what are we paying these millions of dollars to these people that kind of sit in a chair and dictate us? You know, so again, one thing that I did want to point on, Kevin Avery, he posted a video and he asked people, why did you start day trading? You know, and I kind of had to think about it. Like, why did I start day trading? You know, I found obsession with the market. You know, wow, people are making all this money, just like a lot of people do. You're making a lot of money, and sorry, cracked the screen. Oh, no worries, no worries. You know, I saw a lot of people making money, and wow, you know, maybe I could do this. I think it's funny. One of my friends, he's still a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. We were in a chat room together, like a lot of people are. And, you know, I was telling him, hey, I'm trying to make these trades. And he's like, man, you just need to focus on the alerts. You're not good enough to trade without the alerts. Just focus on the alerts. And I was like, okay, fair enough. You know, I never thought I would grow to the point where I was able to basically develop my own strategy and technique. I was the one that was calling the shots of what I wanted to trade. I would trade them and be green, and I didn't need anyone's assistance. And that's what I want to get everyone else to that level, that you're able to trade and you don't have to have the guidance of someone else. You know, you should feel the freedom that you can really dictate every aspect of your own life. That's basically what I'm saying when I say money isn't happiness, it's freedom. It's giving you the ability to dictate how you run your own life. You know, you don't want a boss that's over your shoulder. Basically, you know, you have to listen to them, or crap, if I get fired, how am I going to pay these bills? You know, that's what keeps our society in check. Right? It's just kind of a state of fact. If everyone was a millionaire, it would be a different society. But because people live in this constant state of fear of losing their jobs, I have to make this money to pay my bills, they stay in check. And unfortunately, that's kind of how the society is run. And that's why we have people in certain positions, if we want to say government positions or however, that are paid millions of dollars, because then they get this outlook that they're better than a lot of people. And it's unfortunate. And, you know, a lot of people don't have to agree with me. But when you make money like this, you look down upon other people. And that's not the route that I want any of my followers or subscribers or people that tune into me to have this outlook. I've had that outlook before in the past, and it basically broke me. I was making a lot of money in the stock market, and you know, I kind of lost control of who I was and what I stood for. And I'm glad that I crashed and really got to look at myself and ask myself, who am I? So, you know, he asked why to start whoever started day trading. I think it was so I could control my own life. So, you know, I really hope and wish that upon everybody. I truly do. You know, actions speak louder than words. And I think it's been a constant where I've stated that in every video, and I've helped anyone that asked for it. If you want any help whatsoever, if it's during these live streams, if it's during you email me or send me a thing on Twitter or Facebook or however, I'm always going to answer it. I'm always going to answer it. I'm always going to be truthful, because if you start lying, you're going to get caught in the lies. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. A lot of people have been caught in their lies, and there's no escape. Especially a lot of day traders that use these fake accounts. They've been caught, and there's no way they can battle it. And their way of battling is banning people from their social media. So, always got to be truthful. And again, when it comes to posting red videos, I hate posting red videos. Just in the sense that I was trading, and now I get to relive it by posting it. But it's good for everyone to see, to learn from my mistakes. I think that's very imperative. I am Vin Diesel. Okay. Oh, man. James, how's it going? I just want to let you know. So I'm actually, once we get off the live stream, I'm going to be putting together the shirt so I can send it out to you. I haven't forgotten about that, I promise. I just want to make sure that the design's actually going to look good on the shirt. I've never made a shirt with a design. I would hate for it to arrive to you and it looks like an 8-bit video game. That's definitely, you guys drinking yet? I have a little bit of something here in the cup. But just, again, I have a lot of work. So I really just wanted to reach out to everybody, spend time with everybody on the weekend, have a good time. And then I'm back to work a late night, so you're not him. Yeah, definitely. No, thank you. Truly, thank you to everybody. I'm really excited to get that shirt. I have, of course, my Garage Day Trader shirt. Big supporter, big fan. But having my own shirt, that's just really cool to me. Building something that's bigger than myself is amazing, and having other people believe in me, that's really just an amazing feeling. It truly is. Yeah, more apple juice in your cup. No. I actually, I don't even really keep anything in the fridge, not too much. I actually just made chicken salad, and then I'll probably feast on that while I'm working, and that's really about it, But yeah, if anyone has any questions whatsoever, please let me know. If it's in regards to cryptocurrency, the stock market, if you want me to look at a stock, if you have any questions about starting your own YouTube channel, if you have questions about my setup, I know someone wanted me to make a video of my setup, and I'll do that. I promise I will. It's really nothing spectacular. It's really not. It's really just a simple setup. Again, I keep it very simple. I don't have anything, really crazy. No, I mean, I have a nice computer. So I can play my 8-bit video games, play Minecraft. That's basically where I have the high-powered computer for. But other than that, again, I definitely recommend everyone to join the Discord. It's definitely a good outlet for support. It's a good support system. Very active traders, a lot of knowledge in the room. Definitely recommend that. If you don't follow me on Twitter or Facebook or however, I recommend that. That's where I actually post a lot of my stuff. If I'm not making a YouTube video, I'm posting something on Twitter. I'm posting analysis as far as my watch list basically every morning within Twitter and the Discords, just so everyone knows what I'm looking at. So definitely recommend that. Yeah, well, is there anything I want to rant about? I don't think so. Just having a good time. Is there any way to buy altcoins without paying exchange fees? I think Binance take... Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. The reason that these exchange... I'm telling you guys, building a cryptocurrency, it's one of the hardest things that I've... Now, granted, I'm not a developer. I don't build the actual coin. I'm part of the founding team. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. you know, I would compare it to the stock market, but I've already went through the learning curve. So looking back, I'm like, it wasn't that bad. Looking back, it's all hindsight is always, it wasn't that bad. But cryptocurrencies, like building a cryptocurrency and actually getting it to the point where you can reach out to people and say, hey, I have this project. Would you like to invest in it? It's such a difficult process. It's very time consuming, very time consuming. I know a lot of the developers, excuse me, these guys are weighed down with projects. Because, I mean, these developers are, you know, not a lot of people specialize in the ability to develop these coins. So going off the exchange fees, it costs, I had no idea. Honestly, I had no idea. It costs a lot of money for these coins to be placed on these exchanges. And the kind of funny thing is, we're dealing with crypto, right? It's not like, hey, give me 20 bucks. It's, hey, give me 1 sat, which is basically the lowest figure of a Bitcoin. Give me 1 sat. Your fee's 1 sat. Or, well, that's going to cost you 0.8 Bitcoins, or Bitcoin, however. To get placed on the lower end exchanges, you're looking at 0.2 Bitcoin, 0.8 Bitcoin. Some of these are like 2 Bitcoin. And then if you want to look at these big exchanges, they cost like, I mean, we're talking about 20, 30 Bitcoin. I mean, it's ridiculous. It truly is. So the reason that they're charging these fees, that's where they make all their money. Binance takes 0.01. I think, yeah, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're right on that one. Now, it was actually within Coinbase, you can do an exchange with no fee. Now, let me just verify that just to make sure I'm right, because I'd hate to give wrong information. But they sent out an email. Oh, this is taking longer than I thought it would. Come on. Well, I know it's on here. But basically, I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. I apologize. But basically, they sent out an email that said they would do exchanges of certain currencies for free. Now, let me go ahead and bring up... Now, this is my wallet. I don't really care to show my wallet because it's whatever. Coinbase Pro only. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. All right, so this is my portfolio, 315 bucks. You know, that's whatever. I've had a lot more in it at one time. If we actually look at the all-time, I had a large amount when the spike occurred. Basically, my portfolio grew by a substantial amount. Now, Litecoin, looking good. It's holding. Can't complain. Now, if we actually look at the exchange, though, if I want to exchange Litecoin to, I don't know, really whatever is fine. Let's say I want to do 1 Litecoin. I want to exchange 1 Litecoin. Basically, what's occurring is $48.72. You have $45.61. They're taking a portion for their own. That's where they make their money from these exchange. So that's basically what's funding these exchanges, these wallets and such, is the amount that they're taking from you. Hey, Alyssa, it's great to see you. Let's go back over. TVIX. Oh, TVIX. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Is an example of the strategy on Friday. Bring it over. Let me look at the... Are we looking for the momentum spike strategy, or? Man, TVIX, goodness. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY real quick. Beautiful. And see, that's amazing. You know, cause I mean, this is just absolutely beautiful right here. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And it's so funny. People are making videos. Oh, the stock market's crashing. Oh, the stock market's crashing. Yeah, it's a hell of a crash right there. People over dramatize, and that's the thing. When you view whatever YouTuber, if it's me, if it's whoever, you know, everyone, I'm not saying you have to view my channel. I'm just saying whoever you're viewing, yeah, take into account what they say, but you always want to verify it, and you always want to think about it on your own mindset. I know of course, a YouTuber that posted, market's crashing. Oh my goodness, this is the worst crash since 1920s. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have a pullback. But if we look at the whole trend, I mean, we're very bullish. We have a pullback, bullish. We have a pullback, very bullish. You just want to keep that in mind. So, at the 5 minute, okay. Okay, at the 5 minute, around 11:55 spike, excuse me, to... Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that's beautiful. Let's take a closer look. Oh, wow. So we have 29.55, 55, 55. 3-cent break? Yeah, I guess so, because within this time area. Wow, and then it just died off for the rest of the day. That's beautiful. TVIX. I've definitely had some good trades with TVIX, but I mean, this thing is, you know, you just gotta watch the SPY when you're trading it. So, oh, it looks like, I just took a look. Schwaller Joe. Oh, he's actually in my oh, he's within the waiting room. I just noticed that. Let me see if I can help it out real quick. Hopefully that works. But yeah, TVIX, definitely an interesting one. Let me do this real quick. There we go. Okay, I had to fix something on the other screen. I apologize. But yeah, cool. It's really hard to fathom that Bitcoin was over $20,000. Now it's basically down to $4,000. It's wild that we were able to see the high. We were able to see the potential of what these coins had, and now, you know, now it's down here. And of course, a lot of people are going to say, you know, well, it's down. It's down for a reason. It is down for a reason. I will give it that. It's down for a reason because a lot of governments weren't. They weren't wanting to play ball with cryptocurrencies, you know, because it's something. And let's just be real. Any money that's made, especially with this country, any money that's made, Uncle Sam wants his portion. That's just kind of how it is, you know. That's why we do our taxes, you know. So with cryptocurrency, it was a market that you couldn't. I mean, they couldn't get their money. That's why it upset them. Let's just be real about it. There's no way you can track it. If I didn't show you guys my wallet, there's no way you would be able to track how much money I had in cryptocurrency. You wouldn't be, I mean, not only in that wallet, I have other cryptocurrencies and other things. So you have no idea how much money I have in cryptocurrency. You know, let's say I make $1 million off cryptocurrency. And, you know, let's say someone made $1 million. I hate to use myself as an example. Let's say someone made $1 million off cryptocurrency and they didn't project it on their taxes. No one would know the difference. No one would ever know. The only way someone would know is if someone said something to somebody, or if they started driving a Ferrari or something. That's kind of out of the normal. But no one would know. And that's what upset it. And that's why it was down so much, because, you know, people, there's this huge bubble. A lot of people were getting in. And next thing you know, one after another, you know, it's being, laws are going against it, or it's viewed a certain way. And, you know, it wasn't stable. And a lot of people that, you know, deal with the stock market, they like stability. That's kind of how it is. And that's the way a lot of exchanges are trying to go, is they want people to actually send in identification. And not only the consumer sending in identification, also the developer, which is very weird, because as people may know, developers kind of hide in the back. You know, they don't like to be known because, I mean, it's just kind of a different world. So it's definitely different. I shorted UGAZ right at the open. It did a momentum spike with light right before market open, and when it opened, got in my resistance pivot. UGAZ. Make sure I. Okay, so. Okay, okay, not UG. How did that even happen? I don't even know how that happened. Okay, so you said right at open. Okay, so let's go over to open. You shorted it right at open. Okay. And oh, that's beautiful. You shorted right at open, got to the resistance pivot. So pivot point. So Alyssa uses pivot points, and she's very knowledgeable. It's wild how much knowledge she has. So basically she uses pivot points, which is another variation. Let me go ahead and just pull up the pivot points so people get an idea of what they are. Go over here, pull it, fig. Okay, so pivot points are basically going off of this. I mean, as you can see, the pivot point is right there. And this is giving you an idea of where the support lines, resistance lines are. And I mean, they work out, you know, they really do. I don't use it on my daily just because, you know, I didn't really grow up in the market using them. Not saying that I was in the market when I was young, but I'm just saying my journey within the market. So it's kind of different for me to use it. But she uses it and she's very successful with it, so couldn't be more happy for her. You rode it from 3,800 to 16,000, dude. Oh man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, the funny thing is, people knew I dealt with the stock market in that point in time, and people would come to me and they say, "Jonathan, dude, you invest, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You have Bitcoin?" I'm like, what? No? What's going on? They're like, dude, the spike and all that. And I'm like, huh, okay. So I actually bought into Litecoin and Ethereum about $900 worth. And it went up about 100% overnight. Well, it was about 75%. I won't say 100. I'll say 75% overnight. Because I got into it, cool, went to bed, woke up, I was like, holy sh... And... you're not going to see it at the stock market. There will be validity, or, well, what the stock market does do validity, but volatility, yeah, you're going to have millions of shares. I mean, as you can see right here, 5 million shares. There's going to be volume. But with cryptocurrencies, it's just, wow. It's just a different ball game. It truly is. So that's very impressive that you rode it from, wow. I mean, if you had multiple Bitcoin, jeez. There should have been a news story on the person who top ticked. Yeah, I promise you, even like with what crypto was saying, he got in at a great price. I promise you, people bought it at $20,000. And that's kind of the unfortunate side, you know, when someone sells it, someone is buying it. When someone is buying it, someone is buying it for someone that's selling it. That's just kind of how it goes. There's two sides. There's buyers and sellers. There's bulls and there's bears. That's how it goes. I promise you, people bought it at $20,000, and There could be people that are still holding it at an average of $20,000. Now, I'm not saying it's never going to reach $20,000 again. I'm just saying with that $20,000, instead of having one Bitcoin, they could have basically 6 Bitcoin, about 5.5 Bitcoin. So, let's say you follow Ricky. I'm assuming I don't follow Ricky. That's the funny thing. When Garage Day Trader, he's using his new strategy, which I'm happy for him. You know, I'm not going to say it's a mimic of my strategy, but he can change it as he wants. You know, that's really with anybody. I believe me and volatility trading, we have a very similar strategy, which is great. It truly is. But a lot of people are saying, oh, you watch Clay Trader. Well, yeah, I know Clay Trader's strategy is basically he adds into a shorted position when it's going up. But, you know, you can't really assume that someone like, you know, when I start altering my strategy, I've heard of Clay Trader, but, you know, I was never following Clay Trader. You know, he's got his own thing, happy for him, wish him the best. Seems like a good guy, but, you know, it was never really to follow that. So I guess over time people develop their own strategies, you know, and it's really if they want to be bullish or bearish. They want to be a momentum trader, reverse momentum trader, basically going on the downside. Let's assume because this is all he trades. Okay. Add the pre-market hours too so you can see the spike. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. So people aren't familiar. Basically anything before 9:30 is the pre-market. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Market opens at 9:30, and that's Eastern Standard Time. But wow, look at this. And yeah, the spike. Right. I'm surprised. Let me go ahead and look at the daily. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it opened green and then it just kind of died off. Now I'm pretty sure the UGAS and DGAS, are those the two? I know Don Fron really covers, and I may be in the wrong stock. I'm pretty sure this is one though. He primarily covers those. Really good guy. He's almost at 5,000 subs. Wow. He's really grown his channel a lot. Very happy for him. He's in the Discord. Very good guy. Much respect. Trading makes sense. Definitely. But yeah, does anyone have any off-the-wall questions? You know, getting started in trading or starting your own YouTube channel, or hey, what mic do you use, or how do you feel about the Patriots winning the Super Bowl? Again, he brought it up. Yes, everyone's against the Patriots. Everyone's against the Patriots, but I'm just being real here. How are you going to bet against Tom Brady? I don't understand it. If you even look at his stats, even when they were going against the Eagles, his stats were amazing for that game. They may have lost, but it's still amazing. The comeback against the Falcons, I mean, come on. So I promise you, once he actually retires, people will be like, oh, we miss Tom Brady. Right now, everyone hates Tom Brady. So, yeah. Yeah, the thing is, natural gas open at resistance. Oh, okay. Do you offer to pay on the first date or go halvesies? I pay for all dates. That's just kind of how I was raised. I love the question. I've never been asked that. No, I pay for everything basically. It's just very uncomfortable for me for asking someone on a date and then they pay. Now a lot of people say you should go half because something, I don't know. I'm just very uncomfortable with someone else paying for me. I think it really just goes back to my roots when I was younger. We didn't have a lot of money. So I don't take handouts. I'm very offended when someone wants to, when someone says, hey, I'll pay for you. I kind of take offense to it. I shouldn't take offense to it. Someone's just being very nice. But you know, something in the back of my mind just clicks. I'm just like, you know, I have money to pay for it. Just coming from basically not having a lot, you know, it's just kind of, you know, that's just kind of how I am. I have a question. No shots a date. I have my drink here. Actually, someone reached out to me from my last live stream and basically was asking about the shots and stuff. And I'm not an alcoholic. Not an alcoholic. I enjoy. I promise you, during the week I don't drink. That's just kind of a given. I don't drink during the week. And the weekend I like to relax. You know, I like to be at the fireplace with my feet up and listen to Elvis or something. I don't know. That's normally what people listen to, right? Elvis or this mumble rap. I can't stand the mumble rap. That's I'm dropping my own album. You know, day trading was cool, but I'm doing the mumble rap. That's basically what's coming down to. So yeah, no, I'm becoming a rapper. I'll think of my name later. And Mr. Kitty, he can be, you know, backup dancer or something. I don't know. He'll probably try to steal the show anyways. Alyssa only costs $5 for a shot. I do appreciate. I appreciate the donations. I truly do. It really goes to really supporting the channel. And I promise you, really, anything that I get in donations, I really just give it back in the giveaways. If it were to be given t-shirts away, Litecoin, we gave away the intro TradeNet package. I really just give it back away. I don't really, you know, I feel like I have everything within the setup that I need, you know, and I really just want to give back to people. That's truly what brings me happiness, is being able to give back to the people that support me. That's really something that's very important, and I promise I always cherish it. I truly do. Truly. Why don't you trade Fridays? It's a good question. So with me, I have different rules. I think every day trader needs to sit down and think of rules for them. You know, it's basically following your rules. What works for you? What works for me isn't going to work for you. What works for you won't work for me. I know Volatility Trading, he short stocks that are green for the day, and he does fine. You know, I can't say anything against him. You know, but that's not what I do. I only short stocks that are down for the day. Let's see, my rules. I can briefly go over my rules. I don't trade Fridays. Reason being, when I was trading my large account, and I'll go back to it eventually. I've just been having fun with the small account. When I trade my large account, you know, I would trade it. I would go heavy in stocks. I make a good amount of money. There was weeks where I made 2,500. You know, and I made a good amount. And Friday, I just wanted to relax. You know, I just want to take a break from it. I just wanted a mental break, because there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. Basically, what would occur is I day trade, get around to making the video. I also do informational videos. Then I would do a lot of basically diving into the stock market, looking at different stocks, and then I would go to sleep. You know, I try to make some time just for myself if I want to play like a video game or something, but it really just goes back to helping other people. I would have appointments where people, I would get on like either Discord live or Skype or however, I'd help them. And there just really wasn't a lot of time for me just to kind of sit back, relax, and have a drink, you know? So I just put in my rules, I don't trade Fridays. So that's just one of them. Cross Day Trader. How many times in a day do you say truly? Gosh, truly, I don't know. Truly, it's probably like 100 times a day. Truly, you know. Thanks so much for tuning in, man. I truly appreciate it. There we go. There's another one. I might be getting paid on the side for saying truly. You know, I can't release that information. But, you know, options. You got, okay. All right. You ever Tesla yet? Oh Lord. Hey, I will say, Garage Day Trader, it was a beautiful trade in Tesla. I watched the video. I watch all of his videos. You know, and taking profits early is just a part of day trading. I've done it in multiple videos. I promise you, it will happen in the future. It's happened in the past. But really, what matters is that beautiful entry, understanding and knowing when that entry should have taken place. And again, no one's gone broke taking profits early. That's just kind of how it is. Options, I don't trade options. As I was saying earlier in the video, I gave a recommendation to a gentleman to trade MYL, looking at the daily. I gave him a recommendation, have 26 as your stop loss. Now we're up to about 27.5, point and a half gain. I definitely hope he profited a lot on that. Now, with my recommendations to people, they're just what I would do. You know, I'm not a professional consultant. I probably never will be. But, you know, it was just a beautiful setup. Why didn't I take it myself? Could be a question that's going to be asked. I don't enjoy longing stocks. I know how to long stocks. It's just not what I do. So a lot of people would say, well, you're missing out on profit, and this could definitely be true. But again, you know, that the case was he wanted to figure out something that he could use his options on, and I gave him the recommendation. Yes, the video emotions is off for show. Yeah. No, and as I was saying earlier, Garage Day Trader, definitely happy for you, man. Hitting over 4,000 subs. Wow. You know, looking at it now, like hitting 1,000 subs would be, or hitting 1,000 subs would be amazing. Hitting 4,000 subs is just unfathomable. Wow. And I know you've had a lot of hard work. You worked very hard for it. And that's something that we spoke on. You know, you worked very hard, and you know, I definitely respect it. Definitely respect it, because like I tell everyone, there's a lot of work behind the scenes. And yeah, definitely wish you the best going into the future. Truly. Let's see what else we got. Let's go ahead and switch it back over to... Boom. There we are. Mr. Kitty has made an entrance. A lot of people ask, what the hell is Mr. Kitty? Mr. Kitty, he's just become a part of my life, and I just can't get rid of the little guy. Every time I just can't do it. I can't do it. Knowing what you know now, would you still do YouTube? Wow, that's actually a very good question. You know, someone asked me the other day a very similar question. Oh, man. You know, I love having the ability to reach out to people. This is definitely a great way to do it. People get to see what I do, and it definitely builds, you know, a reputation that, oh, Jonathan kind of has an idea what he does. But I don't think people fully understand what a day trader, also what a YouTuber goes through. When there's red videos, there's a lot of flack because people, basically everyone wants to give some type of feedback, which, you know, that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You know, everyone can say really whatever they want, and that's why YouTube's set up the way it is. That's why social media is set up the way it is, so people can say whatever they want. But after a while, it kind of, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, some people kind of get to the point where they want to give their 2 cents, but it's just like, yeah, I know I had a bad trade. It happens. I'm not going to be 100% the entire year. Bad trades occur. So, you know, there's a lot of flack that's behind the scenes. You know, another thing with YouTube, some people feel the need that they feel like they have to trade. I remember Garage Day Trader. I'm sure you remember this. This was months ago. You posted a video where you didn't have any trades, which is perfectly fine. You don't have to trade every day. But there's so much flack from the video Like people are like, oh, you know, you should be taking trades. You're on YouTube. You're a YouTube trader. You should be taking trades. What? Being on YouTube doesn't change anything. You know, there's days I don't trade. I don't see anything I like, and I just don't trade. There's no reason to force something and lose money. I save money by not forcing anything and having zero for the day. Because if I actually force a trade and I'm red, then, you know, I just lost money for really no reason. So a lot of people feel that stress. Also, I mean, there's trolls out there. You know, so looking back on it, I mean, the same thing could be said about day trading. If I look back, you know, where I am now, and I'm like, would I have started day trading? There's a lot that goes into day trading. There's a lot of time that goes into day trading. There's a lot of resources that goes into day trading. You know, there's really a lot of there's a large learning curve to it. And when you're a young day trader, when you're a new day trader, you know, it can be you can be a little apprehensive because you see these big guys, these big stars that are making thousands and thousands of dollars, and you're like, I just made $5 today. I'm never going to be like these guys. So there's definitely a learning curve to it. Of course, looking back, I would still do what I've done. You know, I don't regret what I've done. I'm happy to be here with everyone. I'm happy that I am day trading. But there's just a lot of time that goes into it. There truly is. I never thought that I would reach the point of being about 95% green for the month. You know, I've had the ability. I know Garage Day Trader. He's been very green. Everyone's gonna have their down times. You know, there's been times where I was only 30% for the month. It happens. You're not gonna have 100% months, 95%, 90% months every single month. It doesn't happen like that. And even if you do have a high win percentage, what is your loss ratio? Yeah, you could have 95%, but if that 5% you lose basically your entire account, it doesn't matter what your win percentage was. That's just something to keep in mind. Is that the face Mr. Kitty made before the wolf ate him? Nice. I guess. No, I think he's just starstruck. Not by me, just having the ability to be on YouTube. You know, so he's just been, I don't know, he's become a part of the YouTube channel. And you know, when some people reach out and they say, well, Jonathan, you have a cat on your screen, people aren't going to take you serious. I don't care about that. I don't care. You gotta have fun with it, man. You can't be serious all the time. You just can't do it. If you're serious all the time about day trading and every aspect in your life, just life is, you gotta have fun. You just gotta have fun with it. Yeah, I have a cat on my screen, Mr. Kitty. Who cares? You know, I know what I'm capable of doing. I know, you know, my track record of day trading. You know, I don't need to prove, you know, oh, I need to be serious all the time and people are going to take me serious. Just have fun with it, really. Just gotta have fun with it. That's what it's all about. My opinion is you should trade Fridays so my joke works next time. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Oh, man. Yeah, it was funny. I saw the comment. I was watching the Garage Day Traders video and I was scrolling. What the hell? Someone said me in one of the comments. That's pretty cool. I've never had that before. It's cool that, you know, Garage Day Trader and my viewers, like, well, his viewers and my viewers, they basically like view the same content. That's really cool. That's really cool. I never thought that, you know, the channel would grow to what it has. You know, it's amazing. It truly is. You know, when I first reached out to the Garage Day Trader, I would say in September of was it? Yeah, it was September of last year. September. You know, but basically he asked, do you have any social media outlets? And I said, I have a Discord no one follows. But again, you know, he saw what I was capable of, and he really helped me set up really everything, and I'm very appreciative of it. I truly am. My trolls are the best, and there's a lot of them. You know, I never understood that. you know, if you really look at it, the Garage Day Trader, Justin, he posts videos daily. He's not one of these people that, and I'll even admit, I don't post videos daily. I post them when I trade. I don't trade every day. Garage Day Trader, he trades basically every single day. So, you know, I never really understood that. People are getting a lot of content. They're getting a lot of knowledge from an individual. But they just want to put in their 2 cents. And, you know, sometimes it's just, it just kind of, it becomes, I don't want to say nuisance. It's not a nuisance. It's just, in the videos, he says, I should have done this. I should have done that. And then people reiterate it in the comments. He just said that. He just said he knows. You don't have to reiterate it like you're some, you know. And I know someone within the chat, they said that I held the Tesla trade longer. However, I thought it was funny. I didn't trade Tesla, but I know he was being humorous. Now, there's a difference between being funny and actually being serious. Like, if you're like, well, the Garage Day Trader, you should have done this. You need to look out for this next time. Who are you to, you know, I just, you know, it's whatever. No trolls get blocked and get no voice on my channel. Do you consider me a troll? No, Scott, with that, I mean, there's a difference, man. There's definitely a big difference. Being on YouTube brings even more responsibility on trading the right way. No trades when there's not a setup, because a lot of people that are watching and using them to learn. Yeah, that's very true. And, you know, I had mentioned that earlier. You know, I don't trade when I don't see a setup, because I want to be something that people can, you know, I want to have the ability to have a strategy that people want to mimic. You know, like basically when I was trading, I was shorting at the high of day, and when it broke the high of day, I would cut my loss. It didn't go well for me, so I altered my trading strategy. That's how you say it, okay? And basically up my my green percentage. You know, so with that, I want to have the ability that people will basically someone they trust to follow and they want to follow. I'm not going to post that I made $1 zillion in a trade. I'm just not going to do it. You know, I'm not going to do it for subscribers. I'm not going to do it for views. Now, if I were to do this, of course I get more subscribers. I get more views. People want to see the big numbers. That's just kind of how it is. They don't want to see, oh, Jonathan made this really good trade and had a dollar movement, but he only made $50. Oh, he sucks. Next. Oh, this guy made $1 zillion. Ah, yeah. Yeah, let's get him, you know. Losing is part of trading. The people who aren't showing you that aspect are phonies. Absolutely, I completely agree. You know, that's how it is. And you know, I mean, I basically call these people out all the time. I don't. The thing is, I should have more of a censor, but I don't. Unfortunately, but I call these people out all the time. But unfortunately, and that's another word, Garage Day Trader. Unfortunately. We'll add that to truly. You know, a lot of people don't see through the BS. You know, they just see. I mean, it could be. It's easy. It's easy. I could get a paper trading account. I could trade. I could easily make money in the account. It's different. The mentality is different. I'm not saying I'm a god trader. Never proclaim that. Never will. I'm just saying the mentality is different. I've been in the market for a good amount of time, and I have a very good green percentage. That's just why I'm saying that. I can make, I don't know, a large amount of money. And people would be like, wow, Jonathan knows what he's talking about. He made $5,000 or whatever. But that's just, it's being fake. It's not true. You know, I'm setting people up for failure. I'm not going to set people up for failure. I'm not going to give them this idea that trading is just this simple, where I can make $5,000. Next day, I lose money. I don't post that. Next day, I lose money. But I don't post that. Oh, next day I made $10 zillion? Yeah, I post that. I post that. In the days that I don't post it, I just make some stupid video about me going on a hike or doing some stupid recreational whatever. You know, I just can't stand it. And these people know I can't stand it. But they're not going to censor me because I could care less. It just doesn't hurt my feelings. I could care less. Let's see. I'll be honest, I found you because of GDT. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. You know, Garage Day Trader, great guy. He should do a dual stream with me. I know he's a busy guy, but I mean, come on, I'm like your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan. You don't see it behind the green screen. I actually have a huge picture of you, but you can't see it because the green screen's there. Biggest fan right here. You know, I'll just put it out there. GDT is a joke. He just spams you with videos. That's definitely not true. That's funny. I mean, he already has his pre-market stream scheduled for Monday and Saturday night. Hey, man, you gotta let people know. You gotta let people know. And that's the difficult thing is when it comes to live streaming, just like we are now, you don't know if people are going to view it. I could be sitting here by myself, talking to myself, and, you know, it's always just... Anytime I set up for a live stream, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, are people going to watch this? I don't think people... I guess people would watch this. I don't know. But it's awesome that people tune into this. It's amazing. It truly is. So you got to let people know. You know, I normally post it, like I'll set up a little chat with about five hours out. Let people know, hey, I'll be live at this time. And, you know, I don't take anyone for granted. Well, Tilly, gonna wish a red day on you again Monday. I'm excited for Monday. I truly am. BPTH. I'm telling you, Justin, you gotta watch out for that, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And if it breaks a new high, even more beautiful. Oh my goodness, beautiful. Bring it. I need to simply have a green day when you say it to prove your The LY endings. Yeah. Easily, truly, unfortunately. Justin run. Dude, he lives down the street. There's no running. I don't know where exactly he lives, unfortunately, with the LY ending. But truly, LY ending. I don't know where he lives. How much do you get with the student account with TradeNet? As far as the buying power, you get 80,000. Yeah, because that's the next step up. You get 80,000 of margin, and you can lose up to... Damn. Let me make sure I got this right. Is it 4,000? I believe. Yeah, it's 4,000. Yeah, you can lose up to $4,000. I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to give any false information. Yeah, with BPTH, it doesn't show as it's tradable right now. It wasn't tradable. I don't think it was tradable. Oh, I'm going to assume it wasn't tradable on Friday. I'm sure it's going to say the same thing for me. Yeah, not tradable. But the thing is, this same thing occurred for another stock that did the same thing, and it was tradable the following trading day. So that's what I'm hoping for, truly. LY ending. In a garage, duh. You plan on trading Monday? Absolutely, absolutely. Definitely want to trade on Monday. I do apologize that I haven't been trading more often. But yes, Monday I'm very excited for it, and I hope that it's tradable. 80,000 account. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, it goes 80,000, 160, 240. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've used the student account, so I just saw within the thing we have a dislike. Nice. I was like, dislike. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, a lot of people would take offense to that. It doesn't hurt my feelings whatsoever. I think it's hilarious. Just with like the sub counter, we have the 514 going down to like 513 or whatever. That's just hilarious to me. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. And this Garage Day Trader told me before I even started it, the bigger your channel grows, the more people are going to be against you. It's not because you don't know what you're doing or you're just, you know, whatever. It's just they don't want to see you progress. That's really just how it is. Haters gonna hate, you know. So I think that's kind of funny. Let's go back over to this. STNP was one like that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's tradable. Trade Zero has shorts. Nice. Okay. So definitely good, Andy. I'm guessing, I'll assume that you use Trade Zero. So you can definitely get into the action. But again, you just want to be careful. I mean, let me go ahead and bring it back over to the screen with this. It could break a new high. This is a possibility. Now, it has a wicking candle right here. But just like with RKDA, people thought that it was going to suffer. And it had this huge overextension of about 300%. And, yeah, we had even more push. I mean, but again, it did end up just dying off. So you're at 513 now. Yeah? Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Is there a 25,000 minimum for Trade Zero? I'm not quite sure. That's definitely a good question. Does anyone know if there's a 25,000 minimum for Trade Zero? Scott. Oh, there is. Okay, I wasn't sure. I mean, a lot of brokers go by the PDT, and that's just another thing you want to look out for. You know, with any broker that bypasses the PDT, there's going to be cons with it. There are. A lot of people want to bad talk TradeNet, but if you really look at it, TradeNet has great commissions compared to SureTrader. Has great commissions. Yes, there are routing fees, which there shouldn't be, but there's routing fees. But hey, you know, it's CFDs, and you know, you can short because with like SureTrader and basically with all brokers, once it breaks under, I think it's 10% on the day. It is a short sell restriction. With CFDs, you don't have to worry about that, and that's what I love. I love that. Now you have to be very careful because not a lot of people can short. So if I short something, not a lot of people can join in. But it's still awesome that I have the ability to if I wanted to. Let's see. Trade Zero, nope, margin starts at 500. Okay. The one with the US does. I'm in Texas, still part of the US so far. That's actually interesting. Texas, of course, that's been a discussion for years and years and years. Is Texas going to separate from the US? They have the resources and the ability to. They have the income to. Basically, as I've read years ago, Texas basic. Why do I keep on saying basically? The LY endings. The LY endings got me again. Oh, Garage Day Trader. You know. They stabilize more income. Their income. They pay a lot to the U.S. government as a whole that they could be using to stabilize their own country in the sort. So that's just been the discussion. They tried to separate multiple times, never went through, but definitely could. Wow, I don't have PDT on. You don't need 25K to open an account, but to be off PDT, yes. Okay, and that makes sense. That makes sense. Persistence here, yep. Yeah. Yeah, TradeNet, I mean, I can't complain about too much. There's a lot of drama, of course, so we can get the subscribers and the viewers. But, you know, and I saw all that occurring, and I had to make a video to basically say, hey, I use TradeNet. This is how I view it. Opposed to people that never used TradeNet, but just heard these stories out of nowhere, and then they had just the analysis of whatever. You know, that's fine. Again, I don't have a sensor. I should have a sensor. It's very limited, but hey, I just gotta tell it how it is. That's what I do. All right. So we've been going for 2 hours. Wow. If anyone has any that chicken salad is calling my name. Oh man. If anyone has any last questions, if they want me to look at any stocks, if they want to know if I pay on the first date, good question. Definitely ask away. I'll definitely take any last minute questions. Then I have to go eat my chicken salad because I worked hard on that. It's nothing special, but I'm proud of it. I truly am very proud of it. Where's the jack? I have my cup here. I have my little cup. Nothing too crazy, because once we get out the live stream, I have to go back to working on the cryptocurrency stuff. I'll be up late tonight, probably again 1 or 2 in the morning. But hey, I'm working towards something that has a lot of potential and I truly believe in. So let's see. ZS entry at 62. Okay, let me move this real quick. Let me get my squeaky chair up. There we go. Okay, ZS. So we have ZS entry at $62, stop loss of $4 with a price target of 70. Okay, so okay. Let me just make sure I was viewing that right. So I already see a gap up. I'm going to assume earnings. Now this is definitely a very bullish candle. It was bought up at the bottom. So as we see here, entry fell below, bought up, very overextended off the VWAP. I would expect there to be some type of pullback, but an entry at 62, I wouldn't have let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So a stop loss at $4. I'm going to assume that a lot of these are swing trades, which it makes sense. But with a stop loss of $4, if we got an entry at 62, would we want it to ride to $58? That's just the biggest thing. Because if we let it ride to $58, basically you're watching it go down and you're just kind of holding it. I don't recommend having a large stop loss. Now with these large cap stocks, these are larger priced. $4, it moved a great amount. Don't get me wrong. But with $4, when you're analyzing these stocks, you're saying I want to buy at $62. Is there a reason? Is there something that you see within the chart that says I want to have a $4 stop loss? Now for $58, is there anything that I see? Right here we have okay, so that's 59, 58. So that's even breaking through the VWAP. Would we want to hold this stock for a long, even if it breaks through the VWAP? These are just questions you want to ask. These are questions that I would ask myself. If I want to go long and it breaks the VWAP with stocks like this, when the industrial traders, a lot of industrial traders can't go long on stocks that are below the VWAP. That's why the VWAP is a very important indicator, because these industrial traders are the ones that are fueling these stocks. They have a large amount of margin. So if it breaks below the VWAP, they're not going to be able to buy. And those are just variables that you want to really think about when you're analyzing stocks to go long in. Now, it has a beautiful gap up. Don't get me wrong. It probably had good earnings. But putting a buy at 62, I would wait for some type of consolidation off of this spike. Just so it gives me an idea. Like if we were looking at right here, we see here's a cup. We have the cup. Then we have the break right here of the handle. So it breaks right through here. But when I'm looking at $62, I don't have any information on it. From months past, there's no. Even if let's see if that's as far as it goes. So that's just something to keep in mind. Do you have celery in it? I put relish. Relish is in it. I keep it very simple. Just chicken, relish, mayonnaise. That's very. And actually has some chips. They're like the thin chips are how to go. I'm really excited about the chicken salad now. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. All right. Mr. K did the salad just like the trades. Nice, thanks Alyssa, I appreciate that. If it's not TradeNet supposedly doing the trades, it's Mr. Kitty. Mr. Kitty takes he takes the credit anyways. I mean, you know, if I make a great trade on BPTH, he's gonna take credit for it. You know, so you know, boxers are briefs. Gotta go with the briefs. Gotta do it. You know, I've never been a boxers guy. You gotta have support. You know. Scott, don't forget thongs. Got the man thong on. I'm getting ready for bikini season. You know, summer's coming up. I gotta get my Borat on. So, you know, that's why I gotta eat chicken salad, even though it has a lot of fat in it. Gotta get ready for bikini season. That's just, I got the pool at the apartment. Maybe go to the beach. I don't know. Gotta rock it. Commando. Set a line at 6. Yeah, that's the yearly pivot. Very important. Yeah. Alyssa definitely is very proficient when it comes to analyzing resistance and support. She's very knowledgeable. I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I've been wrong before, but I'm pretty sure she either teaches her own class, or Alyssa, you could correct me. Teaches a class or mentor. I know she mentors. So, and she's also within the Discord, so. For Monday, zones are above. Below. There you go. That's it. That's the analysis right there. Yeah, you're correct. Awesome. Do you have like a link to your mentoring classes, or do you have like a website? Is there anything that you can provide to the viewers? I'm sure people would be interested. I mean, you know, I do analysis myself, but I love for people to get an idea of how other traders analyze things. You know, the way I view something is going to be different than the way Garage Day Trader does. Volatility trading is going to analyze things differently than I do. That's just how it is. You know, and the way that we analyze it is just build off of our strategies and our techniques. And our strategies vary, but it doesn't mean that any one of us is wrong. If we're profitable, if it works for us, that's truly what matters. You don't have a website yet? Okay. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Whenever you do have the website launch, please let me know. I'd love to be able to broadcast that. Definitely a big supporter, of course. I don't, as far as the cryptocurrency, I just want to update everybody. We're creating the documentation for it. We're getting the coin, the specifications, the schematic for it together. But we are shooting for a launch of second quarter this year. So I can put that out there. I'll definitely get more information when available. I just want to let everyone know, and definitely looking for people that would like to be sponsors or partners or interested in the project. Of course, we have a good amount of sponsors and partnerships right now, just because my team has a lot of connections within the crypto world. But, you know, we'd love to bring anyone on board, definitely. Since I'm a web developer. I had no idea. Since you're a web developer, I mean, I definitely need to keep that in mind. That's awesome. I definitely believe people should really learn as much as they can about, if it were be developing, if it were be coding. That's the way the world's moving. I mean, my grandparents, there weren't cell phones. I mean, my mom was using a pager. How do you use a pager? I kind of get the concept of a pager. You get a beep of a number to call and you go to a payphone. You know, so the world's just changing drastically. The more that we go in time, the more drastic it's becoming with the can I say technological? I can say it. Awesome. I didn't know I could say it. The advances occurring. So I believe that's just the way, you know, if you want to get in developing, coding, you know, more knowledge, more power. It's going to become very useful because a lot of people don't specialize in that. And it's a way that you could have a part-time gig. It really is. A lot of people will pay high dollar for this, especially in the crypto world. I mean, some of these developers are getting paid multiple Bitcoin. And if you're not aware, Bitcoin's about $4,000. So something just to keep in mind. All right. I think we're closing it up. I'm excited about the chicken salad. My excitement's just gone through the roof. I don't think I can contain myself much longer. I'm so excited about the chicken salad. I might even have a Snickers ice cream bar. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a good night. Okay, well, I'm excited. Wow. Okay, we could do this, yes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I truly do appreciate it. Let me go ahead and get the background right here. Nice. I truly do appreciate the support. Truly, I'll say it again, truly appreciate the support. It means the world to me. It's just amazing that, you know, people want to watch my content, and you know, I'm glad that I've postured myself to have the ability to help anyone out, you know, create a life for them that they aren't weighed down with bills and, you know, however, you know, they can live a free life. That's really what it's about. Life is too short. I say that all the time. I'll continue to say it. Life is way too short. It truly is. Saying truly, LY ending. See you later, man. Maybe after chicken salad, Rocket League. Yeah, absolutely. Rocket League Rumble is amazing. I'm like Diamond 1 right now. I'm gonna be champ. I'm gonna do it. Champ. I will make champ this season. That's the goal. I do game a little bit. People didn't know I game a little bit, and volatility trading is definitely helping me. Wow, I definitely need the help. But again, I truly appreciate all the support. It means the world to me. You can always reach out to me, email, Facebook. I got the Facebook and Twitter right up there. The Discord, which is in the information. You can always set up a time with me. You know, if you want me to look over your trades, if you're just starting day trading, reach out to me. There's no cost. I don't charge people. You know, I'm not saying people that charge people is wrong. I'm just saying that's what I live by. I live by being able to help people, and in return, I get the satisfaction knowing that I assisted that person. I say it again. My mom, bless her heart, you know, one of the last things she said to me was, don't help people unless you expect something in return. And that's something that I live by, is I don't do something to help someone if I expect for them to do something in return. That's not the way I operate, and I'm never going to change the way I am for that. How long it took for you to learn? Hey there. All right, for me to learn day trading, to actually become proficient, it took a little bit. You know, I started day trading, I would say, oh goodness, let's say March, April of 2017. I actually got in the stock market earlier than that. I was basically just buying stocks through my bank, and but I had a good run. DCTH was one of the first stocks I ever traded. It actually ended up going from 2 cents to 38 cents. Great gain. So I can't complain about that. It started on a good foot, but there's a very large learning curve that comes along with it. You have to really dedicate a lot of time to it. And yes, there's a lot of money you can make. Don't get, you know, there's a lot of money you can make. I'm not going to say there's not. There's a lot of money you can make very quickly, but you need to put in the time and the effort to learn the trade. And that really goes with anything. If you want to be very proficient If you want to be basically a professional, you need to put a lot of time into it to learn it and learn the basics. You know, you can't really jump into your first day of trading or using 1,000 shares. It just doesn't, you shouldn't do that. I would start with paper trading, and then I would move to a real account when I felt ready. But, you know, you just really got to take your time. Don't feel like you need to rush into it. That's the biggest thing. You know, when you feel comfortable with 100 shares, then move to 250 shares. Then when you've done 250, move to maybe 500. Maybe, you know, after that, 1,000. You know, you shouldn't use big gaps of, I feel good at 250. Let's go to 2,000. I promise you, mentally, you won't be able to handle it. The P&L is just going to move a little too wild. When I'm in the middle of a trade, I'm not strictly looking at the P&L. I already have an idea of how much I'm risking. Before I even enter the trade, I know, okay, I'm taking this many shares because I'm risking this dollar amount. I know in my mind if I lose a trade, then I lost that dollar amount, and I'm already mentally prepared for it. And that's how you have to be with trading. You have to mentally prepare yourself for anything that could take place. I mean, you could be in the middle of a trade, and it could spike on you. And if you're short, that's not good. If you're long, of course, it's good. But even if something goes the way you want it to, you need to know how to handle it. A lot of people are going to say, well, I'm not getting out of this trade till I get my 5-to-1, my 3-to-1. I'm not doing it. I'm going to let it keep on going. That's just not the way you can't view it that way. I'm sorry. You can't view it that way. Sometimes you have to take profits early. That's just the way it is. There's times that I don't get my 1-to-1. There's times that I get my 3-to-1 or my 2-to-1, but there's sometimes I don't. And it's not that, you know, I took a bad trade per se. It's that it just moved differently than I thought it would, and I took my profits early. And I was green, and hey, I would rather be green and take profits early than be red because I was too stubborn to get out of the trade because I had to get my 3-to-1. It's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, definitely a good question. I truly appreciate it. It's chicken salad time. You know, definitely time, and then I do a little bit of work, but definitely going to hit up Rocket League. I'm excited. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I want to make Saturdays a day where I can sit down with everybody. You know, we can talk really about everything. I want to make that a live streaming day just with the cryptocurrency in process and in progress. I don't know how many days a week I can post videos on YouTube. I want to have the ability to reach out to everybody, but I don't know how that's really going to be set up. So I want to make up for it, and I don't want to think I've abandoned everybody, abandoned anybody. You know, I don't want anyone to think that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. This is oh, almost died at the outro. This is Jonathan and Mr. Kitty with Lone Wolf Day Trading. And stay green.